Josh Addo-Carr's emotional ashes return, post-match reaction. Under the floodlights of Liverpool's Hill Dickinson Stadium, rain falling like forgiveness from the heavens, one man stood on the edge of redemption. Could Josh Addo-Carr, once exiled, now reborn, prove that the green and gold doesn't just remember champions, it heals the broken? November 1st, 2025, the second Ashes test. Australia versus England. 50,000 voices, half Union Jack, half Southern Cross, colliding in a storm of pride. On the wing stood the Foxx, 30 years old, breathing in the cold air, every exhale a reminder of the battles behind him. A year out of the game, headlines that stung, and 1,000 lonely training runs before dawn. In the huddle, 6 Indigenous brothers link arms. Walsh, Staggs, Best, Cotter, Shibasaki, and Addo-Carr himself. Coach Kevin Walters leans in close. Open quote, "This is bigger than Origin, bigger than any ring. Play for the kids who'll never know empty fridges. Please like, share, and subscribe for more sport talk content." Close quote, "The first half was a war of attrition, tackles like thunderclaps, tempers boiling over. Tino and Dom Young in the bin, Harry Grant sparking chaos. Every meter was earned in blood and breath. The score, 2-2. The tension, sky high. Then came the moment that shifted hearts. 65th minute, Cleary chips, Nawakana Tawasi contest, the ball spills, and Addo-Carr, moving like lightning, scoops and bolts down the sideline. The crowd rises, rain spraying off his boots, defenders lunging like ghosts. He dives for the line, try disallowed, forward pass. But the roar that followed wasn't for the score. It was for the chase, for the man who refused to stay buried. 8 minutes later, destiny called again. England bombs high. The ball ricochets, loose in the mud. Addo-Carr reads the bounce like fate, snatches it clean, and goes. 90 meters, 3 broken tackles, the Foxx in full flight. He offloads to Shibasaki, try beside the posts. 14-4. The Ashes alive again. And when the whistle blew, Josh Addo-Carr fell to his knees, pounding the turf, tears carving paths through rain and war paint. In the sheds, the emotion hit. Harry Grant lifted the battered Ashes urn and placed it in Josh's hands. Open quote, "You earned this, brother." Addo-Carr could barely speak. 3 years ago, I thought I'd never wear this again. Tonight I played for every kid told they're done. Close quote. That line alone lit up the night. Fox Flies Again trended across continents. Indigenous aunties in Redfern cried proud tears. English fans, rivals an hour ago, stood and applauded. Papers called him the soul of the series. Footage from his highs and lows, 2019 Grand Final, 2024 Exile, flashed beside his new dawn in Liverpool. He told reporters, voice shaking, open quote, "This jersey brings out the best in you because it remembers the worst," close quote. And beyond the field, something shifted. 6 Indigenous men wearing green and gold, the most in history, danced a quiet corroboree in the sheds. Elders watched from Arnhem Land, sending messages of pride across oceans. The Ashes, once a colonial trophy, became a bridge, a bond of blood, resilience, and rebirth. Everywhere, the ripple spread. Junior academies flooded with new sign-ups. Players struggling off-field called their mentors again. Coaches repeated Walter's words, open quote, "The jersey doesn't judge, it lifts." Close quote, midnight, Josh stood under the grandstand alone, FaceTiming his mom in Doonside. Open quote, "I felt Pop watching. Every step was for the old people." Close quote. In the post-match interview, drenched and exhausted, he looked straight into the camera. Open quote, "To every Indigenous kid scrolling right now, your story's not over at your first fail. Mine nearly was. Look at me now." Close quote. At dawn, he stayed behind for a kids' clinic, 50 English children on muddy grass. One little Aboriginal girl asked, "Does the jersey still fit after mistakes?" Josh smiled, kneeling in the dew. Open quote, "It fits tighter, baby girl. That's how you know it's yours." Close quote. Next week, he'll fly to Headingley, chasing not just a whitewashed life, but witness. Because Josh Addo-Carr didn't just return to rugby league, he resurrected it, proving that the game's greatest victories happen in the heart long before the scoreboard. So remember this, Kangaroos faithful, the greatest tries are the ones you chase when no one's watching. And somewhere tonight, in a backyard in Doonside, a kid ties his boots, whispering into the dark, open quote, "If the Foxx can fly home, so can I." Close quote. That's the real Ashes. Passed not through urns, but through hearts. Forever.